I feel like I should explain this video a little bit before I get started. The book I'm reading, Letters from a Nut, was written by Ted Nancy, which is the pen name of comedian, writer, guy Barry Martyr, who you may know from his writing credit from the Bee Movie. So, the guy who wrote the Bee Movie wrote these series of books back in the 90s, back when you couldn't just Google who the heck is Ted Nancy and find out that it's this comedian who's writing you stupid letters. He would just write like actual places and people terrible letters, like stupid letters, and try and get responses from them. And he compiled those responses and his original letters into this book series called Letters from a Nut. And today, we're going to read some of those letters. The book I'm reading from today is actually Letters from a Nut, the original. But I think Extra Nutty, Even More Letters from a Nut, is my favorite. So if you like this video, let me know and we'll do another one and I'll read from it. But okay, this is Ted's this is actually the first letter in the book and it's already one of the funniest. So, to the manager of the Ritz Carlton Hotel. Dear Sir, I wanted to know if you possibly found a Prussian military sword that I think I may have left in your hotel restaurant the night of Saturday, July 7th. I was in your men's room when I loosened the sword to go to the restroom. I am with a traveling group and was in costume the night I used your restroom. When I was washing my hands, I noticed that your paper towel rack was empty. With wet hands, I went over to a stall to get some tissue. Your hand dryer was not working. I had to loosen my trousers to use the facility. In doing so, I loosened the sword, actually took it off, and somehow forgot to put it back on when I pulled my trousers up again. That's how I think the sword may be in your restroom. The sword is a standard-sized sword in a jeweled, fake, encrusted sheath. The sheath is crushed velvet, also fake. It was on a sword belt, size 36. It has no value than as a part of a costume I wear. Please contact me at the following address, which is redundant because his return address is already at the top of the letter. And he says, thank you for your help in this matter, Ritz Carlton. P.S. You have a great sea bass. And the Ritz Carlton replies, upon receiving your letter, the security department started investigating your loss of the Prussian military sword. Sir, the security department is sorry to inform you that we are unable to locate your sword. Okay, all right. So the premise is this guy just goes to a hotel and loses a sword, which is already ridiculous. But then the hotel actually goes and looks for it. Okay, maybe that is not the funniest one, but it's a good example of what we're in for here. Okay. Because the next one I'm going to read is his letter to the Colorado Bell Hotel and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada, to which he writes, Dear Lost and Found Department, I was told to write to you on this matter after I inquired about it at your hotel. While visiting the Colorado Bell recently, I stopped to use the facility. Always with the toilet with Ted. After being distracted in the commode due to influences that were not your fault, I believe I accidentally left behind a small altar to my deceased neighbor. I believe I left behind a small altar to my deceased neighbor. A lock of hair, photo, scent bag, scent bag, toenails, breath pad. It was in a container with a strand of ribbon around it. It had a birch smell to it. It had a birch smell to it. Not the root beer. It was in commode number 2, I think. I am now wondering if it was thrown away. Could you please tell me if the hotel has found this altar? If not, do you think I should search your trash? Many things have been in trash and retrieved. It is very important. The box alone is at least the worst. I'm laughing too hard. I can't read properly. The box alone is worth at least the box. The photo has no value except to me, although you may enjoy it. I must hear from you regarding this find. This altar is my neighbor's worship bag. This altar is my neighbor's worship bag. He needs some peace. Thank you, Colorado Belle. You're a hotel that allows your customers some leeway now and then, especially when it comes to your trash. Respectfully, Ted Nancy. P.S. The bus staff should be complimented and singled out. Good job, bus staff. So their reply, they didn't even bother to write him a full letter. It's just like this little postcard that's about the size of an envelope. And it says, Mr. Nancy, I'm sorry, but we haven't been able to find your altar. All of our trash goes to a public dump ground in Laughlin. Sincerely, Wilma, lost and found. God bless Wilma. And replying to this complete nut job who wants his altar to his dead neighbor back. This next letter is to the baseball team, the Minnesota Twins, to whom he writes, Dear Minnesota Twins, I want to be your mascot, the Minnesota Twin. I come out and I have a mechanical twin that duplicates every movement I do. People love it. I dance around, move about, run, stop, start, tumble. The mechanical twin makes every move I do. I could enter the field during the 7th inning stretch or just flail around on the sidelines between pitches. I would sprint, gallop, flutter, flap, twist, and shout and do the wave. It's up to you. Please let me know who I can show my Minnesota Twin routine to when I arrive in Minnesota. Should I just come to the stadium? And who do I talk about being your new mascot? Thank you. So, the very reasonable Brian Brantley here replies to Ted with what appears to be genuine curiosity over the situation, because he says, thank you for your interest in the Minnesota Twins. Our mascot position has been filled for the 1996 season. So there you go. That's our timeline here. I mean, all these letters do have actual dates on the top, but I'm not reading those. A mascot position has been filled for the 1996 season. However, if you'd possibly like to perform in our new plaza area outside the dome, please contact me. And he gives a phone number. This will be a non-paid area. Also, when and where will you be in the Twin Cities? Because Brian here, the game production coordinator, seems to like actually be curious. Is this a real proposal that this guy has this mechanical twin that he wants to demonstrate to me? And I honestly, if I got this letter, I would want to know too. But the choice of all the motions that Ted says he's going to do just makes me laugh every time, because he's like gallop, flutter, flap, twist, and shout. And do the wave. And he puts the and in like all caps, so you know that twist and shout is together. But there's also a comma there. It's just like comedic grammar choices. I don't even know how to describe this. Is there a word for comedy by grammar? So anyway. This one makes me laugh before I even start reading it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dear Highlights for Children Submission Department. I have a freckle on my back that when I stretch looks like Anthony Quinn. I would like to sell my I would like to sell my back as part of a magazine article. People love to look at my freckles. Should I send in the picture of my back for your magazine? Obviously, I can't sell my back. Can I? I have a few other freckles on my arm and a mole that when bunched together kind of looks like Richard Gere. When not bunched, Andy Griffin. If I brush the gray hair over the mole, it looks like Gere. No gray hair, Andy Griffith. As I look at it now in the light, it looks like Andy Griffith. It's a Matlock mole on his arm. Where's the gray hair coming from? Does he have long hair? Is he Sephiroth? Do you want to see it for your magazine? It will look good on your fun page. Who should I send the pictures to? Who wants to see my blemishes and moles and spots? Everyone always asks me to show them my freckles and moles and blemishes. I was just using that word. I didn't read that there was the word blemishes in this. Oh my goodness. The doctor said with age, as the freckle bleaches out, it could look like Dick Van Patten. I really enjoy your magazine. I'm a long-time reader. This is just a fun thing with these freckles. So please let me know if I should send in a picture of my back and arms for your magazine. Thanks very much. Oh. So the highlights for children, people reply and say, thank you for proposing to send pictures of your freckles to highlights. Based on their descriptions in your query, we feel that they would not meet highlights' needs at this time. We appreciate your interest in highlights for children. Like, who is this person and why do they think this is even remotely appropriate? One of Ted's classic gags is that he will often write a company, whether that's a retailer or a manufacturer or, just somebody completely unrelated to a product, and request information or changes to a product. So it's completely absurd, but that's the whole point of this book. Okay, so this particular product that Ted is writing about is Shasta Cola. So he writes the Shasta Cola company, and he says, Dear Shasta Cola, I heard you were changing your name to Larksford's Hot Cream. I can't even get through the whole sentence. I heard you were changing your name to Larksford's Hot Cream. Why? Why? I have enjoyed Shasta strawberry soda for years. Why change now? This will only confuse your Shasta strawberry drinkers. I have always asked for your soda by saying, Shasta, please. May I have a Shasta strawberry soda? I don't think the name changeover will be easier for me to remember. Some of us can't remember those unusual names. I would rather say Shasta strawberry soda, them Larksfords. Them Larksfords, and forget that hot cream. Shasta strawberry tastes best ice cold. Forget that hot cream. Everyone knows that. Also, Shasta Cola is the perfect amount of syllables to say when asking for a cold one. So please, Oh, So please, Shasta Strawberry, tell me that you're keeping the name Shasta Strawberry Soda and not changing it to Larkspur Hot Cream. Larkspur Not changing it to Larkspur Hot Cream? Thanks for your response regarding this matter. I need to know. Only a Shasta Strawberry Zipper. Ted L. Nancy. Okay, so the Shasta people don't just reply. They have like a whole like letter here, right? All right, listen. Thank you for contacting Shasta Beverages and sharing your concern regarding Shasta Beverages changing its name. Shasta Beverages, is it Shasta? Or is it Shasta? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Shasta? Shasta? Hey, let me get a Shasta strawberry soda, please. Shasta? Shasta soda? Yeah, maybe I want a Shasta. Give me a Shasta. Give me a shot of Shasta, please. Shasta strawberry soda. Okay, so it's like a regional accent thing, not necessarily like a pronunciation thing, is what I've invented in the scenario. All right, so thank you for contacting Shasta Beverages and sharing your concern regarding Shasta Beverages changing its name. Shasta Beverages is owned by National Beverage Corporation, and we are not changing our name to Larkspur Hot Cream. We appreciate you taking the time to inquire about this name change and for sharing your concern with us. I hope this will put your mind at ease to know we will continue to be Shasta Beverages Corporation. Shasta has been in the beverage business since 1889, and we are proud of our company's long history and commitment to producing good-tasting, thirst-quenching products. Enclosed, please find complimentary Shasta coupons towards your family's next purchase. It has been a pleasure to serve you. So not only did Ted, in his very earnest request for them to not change their name to Larkspur Hot Cream, net him a sincere and well-intentioned reply from legitimate members of the company, but they gave him free products. Like, they gave him like coupons. They're like, yes, please continue to be a Shasta strawberry drinker. Oh, forget that hot cream. Oh my gosh. So another feature of Ted's letters is that he was writing on a word processor or, a PC or an Apple or something at this point. And so he does letterhead stuff sometimes, especially in his replies, but sometimes just like off the wall in the initial letters. And this one in particular right here. He writes to the Upjohn company, which, anyway, it's just a funny word anyway. I'm giddy at this point because this book just has me all like hyped up. I drank some orange juice, so I'm like, I got fruit sugar in my veins right now. And he just puts a bathtub in the upper right hand corner of the letter for no apparent reason. And he writes, this is a good tactic if you're ever trying to prank letter somebody. You start with this. This is my second letter. It just justified the desperation of this bizarre question. My question. Who comes up with the product names? I mean, whose job is it? It's the wrong whose. Whose job is it to think of the names you give your drugs? I know that's part of the joke. He misspells, uses wrong parts of speech all the time. But still kind of distracting sometimes. Whose job is it to think of the names you give your drugs? Who thinks of the name Motrin and the name Mintadent and Gynolotrimine and Triamcinolone? It all sounds like Jerry Lewis gibberish. Gynolotrimine and diabananine. These James T. Kirk? James Baxter? These James, I said it again by accident this time. these names are just a bunch of made up names and really don't mean anything, do they? I mean, when they say now new Mycotin has myconazole, you made up the name Mycotin and you made up the name myconazole. You could have said Mycotin has Nibitin and it would have been the same thing, because myconazole is just something you named up in your lab, isn't it? I have a product called Jijbin. Ted, you just made fun of all these things having stupid made-up names. Do you think having a stupid made-up name makes it legit or not? Because you just made up one yourself. I have a product called Jijbin. How can I get this product considered at your company for distribution? Oh yeah, I gotta read the rest of this like Patrick Warburton. I have a product called Jijbin. How can I get this product considered at your company for distribution? I am a long-time salve and ointment developer as well as a fungus customer. I believe this product will help eliminate fungus. I'd like to show it to someone at research there. How do I do this? Should I just send it in? It's a blessing that a big company like yours grows and make this a better America. And the Upjohn Company. A great American company. Thanks for your help. I've used your eardrops. Kronk is really into eardrops. Right. Eardrops for Cusco. Cusco's eardrops. The eardrops designed specifically for Cusco. Those eardrops. Squeakity squeak squeaker squeaking. So Pharmacia and Upjohn, a company to whom Dear Ted has written, gets a guy with a freaking PhD replying like a legitimate doctor, replies to this nonsense. Oh, good old Arthur. All right. Here's what Artie has to say back to Ted. Thank you very much for your letter of November 29th, 1995, in which you inquire about the origin of trade names for drugs and the process by which your antifungal, Jijbin, could be evaluated by Pharmacia and Upjohn to determine determine our instruments in a possible acquisition. First, trade names for our drugs are developed by a corporate trademark committee through I can speak, I promise. Okay, let's try again. I'm gonna read. Arthur needs a voice. I need to pick a character for this guy, because my voice is not doing it. I could focus on this if I was speaking as someone else. So Arthur, the pharmacist, sounds like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Thank you very much for your letter of November 29th, 1995, in which you inquire about the origin of trade names for drugs and the process by which your antifungal Jijbin could be evaluated by Pharmacia and Upjohn to determine our interest in a possible acquisition. By which I mean acquisition, I guess. First, Perry the Platypus. Trade names for our drugs are developed by a corporate trademark committee through input from marketing and legal representatives. A trade name search is conducted by legal to ascertain that turning into Viceroy Newt Gunray instead. Oh, a trade name search is conducted by a legal to ascertain that a prospective trade name is not confusing or similar to other trade federation name already in use. The prospective trade name for a drug to be marketed in the United States is then submitted to the FDA for final approval. Second, with respect to your antifungal Jijbin, it is doubtful that we would have interest at this time, since it appears that Jijbin is a topical antifungal. This opportunity does not represent a good fit with our discovery strategy or business plans for infectious diseases. My lord, is this
Legal? Thank you again for your interest in the pharmacy and Upjohn Incorporated Trade Federation. And we wish you success with the further development of Jijbin. There appears to be an army amassing in the swamps. It appears to be made up of primitive. This is too much. Now there are two of them.
Okay, that's it. Trade Federation voices. That's the best.
He can't do that. Shoot him or something.
Everybody's favorite character, Viceroy Anutaganare. Okay, so the last one I'm going to read from this book for this video is almost, if it isn't, the last letter in the book. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, this one's great. So Ted, in his Infinite Nancy, has decided to write a letter to actual literal royalty. So he writes a letter. Barry. He writes a letter to King Tupu, or Tupo, I'm going to say Tupo, the fourth of the island of Tonga, the Kingdom of Tonga. And it goes as follows. Dear King Tupo the Fourth, I've always liked the name Tonga for a country. The name is right there. There's no pretense. It's just Tonga. Have you always been Tonga? Some countries have changed their name. Iran was Persia. Siam is Thailand. Istanbul was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Thousand Oaks used to be 500 Oaks. Expansion. Malls. Donuts. Etc. Like, now I'm picturing Donut County. And BC just like swallowing up Ted's apartment, and he writes a letter and he's like, Dear Donut Delivery Company, why am I in a hole? I hope Tonga has always been Tonga. Everybody I mentioned this name to likes it. Also, I noticed your address. The Palace P.O. Box 6 is the same as my girlfriend's place of business. She's a dancer at the Palace on Route 6, but they use a post office box. Are you receiving her mail? There may be a mail mix-up. She's expecting medical results back. I was wondering if you have them. Is there any picture I could get of you, or any picture of Tonga? I would love a nice picture of your beautiful country, and I don't know where to get one from. The map store is closed. Now a donut store. It was Donut County. This is totally TK's fault. It will be most revered and placed on my wall. The beginning of my Tonga collection? Close parentheses, question mark. You are the best. I admire you and your people. Tonga is a place I'd like to go someday. Do you have any literature? Tonga rules. Ted Nancy. So, an official representative of the Kingdom of Tonga, replying to a well-meaning, earnest fan, as far as they're concerned, says the following. Dear Ted, with reference to your letter addressing to His Majesty showing your interest in our kingdom, we're sorry to say that we don't have any mail misdelivered. Enclosed is a photograph of His Majesty, King Taufahalotopu IV. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but I just butchered your name. I'm not even going to attempt to read your wife's name. So, sorry about that. And also a brochure which contain information on our kingdom with the hope that it meets your request. Yours faithfully, Tupo Kefa'ali. For his private secretary to His Majesty. Oh, it's some sort of like I don't know, some epistolary little signatory little formality. I don't know how to read that out loud. Anyways, so the Ted writes a reply, which is the reply to him is not published in this volume. But what he did get enclosed with that letter, was this picture. But it's this picture of the King of Prussia. I mean, King of Tonga. And the caption is, I believe the king has my Prussian sword. Ted with the callbacks. Okay. And then Ted says this in his letter. Thank you very much for the brochure of Tonga and the beautiful picture of the king and queen. Their military clothes are splendid. Not garish at all like some countries. Holland, are you listening? Burn on the Netherlands, I guess. Just one question. In the picture that you sent me, the king is wearing a beautiful sword as his side. I was wondering whether he got that sword in Chicago. It looks very much like a Prussian military sword I lost in the Ritz Carlton bathroom. Do you think he found my sword? That is where I had it last, in the restroom. Thank you for letting me know. The swords are very similar. I display your picture proudly in my kitchen at my home near my waffle maker. Everyone admires it. The picture, not the waffle machine. The king is the ultimate majesty. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate majesty. Also, when is a good time to visit Tonga? Do you have any Starbucks there? I like coffee. Have you ever had a Frappuccino? It is cold coffee. Thank you for getting back to me on this sword thing. Tonga is a beautiful country. Your brochure really shows off the place. I hope to hear from you soon. Respectfully, Ted L. Nancy. Round of applause, everybody. Yay. So, yeah, that is the magnum opus by Barry Martyr, author of the screenplay for the B movie. So I highly recommend checking out these books. They're very, very funny. You can get them on Amazon. There's like several email versions that came out later that I don't own. But yeah, the original books are top notch. So yeah, let me know if you thought this was funny. And I will do another reading. And if you're interested in acquiring these Ted L. Nancy masterpieces, there is an affiliate link in the description, and you can click on that and buy the book. And that will let me know that you want me to make more readings of this or other things. Also comment if you have an idea of something else I could read. Okay, bye. Now I'm just imagining Doofenshmirtz and Gunray like trying to come up with a scheme together, and Barry the Platypus and Jar Jar Binks have to like team up to stop them. And Whosa, ayusa. I can't really do it very well. I'm no D. Bradley Baker, but it's kind of like anyway, it's like clearing your throat and also gargling and also, I don't know, making gravel come out of your teeth. I don't know what that means, but I said it. That's how you do the Perry Platypus voice.